throughout our life, we try to understand what this karma is. But still, the Buddha says we never get the clear picture. This is the nature of karma. Some people say that they do not believe in karma. There is nothing to believe. Karma is not belong to any particular religion. Those who have religion, those who have no religions, even animals also subjected their own karma. Life exists, and during their existence, pleasant and unpleasant situation they experience due to their own karma. Karma is not controlled by another person. Karma itself creates the effect or the reaction. This is the nature of karma. So, our duty is to understand the nature of karma and adjust our life if we don't like to suffer. If we don't like to face very unfortunate, unhappy, miserable life. Because karma is behind that. After committing evil deeds, when the bad effect come to us, it is not so easy for us to avoid, to escape. By praying or worshipping, we cannot escape. That is why it is necessary for us to learn earlier what are the good karmas and what are the bad karmas from the religious point of view. Any kinds of action which are related to immoral, then we introduce them as bad karma. Any kind of actions which are related to moral, then we introduce them as good karma. In Pali language, we call kusala kamma and akusala kamma. Wholesome and unwholesome. And today, so I am going to explain how these karmas affect, create the effect. There are altogether 12 kinds of karmas, good karma as well as bad karmas. We categorize into 12 according to our intention, our mentality, the nature of our mind, and the purpose. By considering all these mental activities, when we commit certain karmas, so the karmas divide into different groups, into 12 altogether. Take for instance, all of us jointly create one bad karma. But when we are going to face the consequences or the bad effect, different people face the bad effect in different ways. Why? We have different mentality, different intention, different purpose to commit that karma, that action. Then the effect or the bad effect come to us according to our mental activities at that time when we were committing either good karma or bad karma. And now easy to understand. So all are not equal. Here, the Buddha says, certain karmas, either good karma or bad karmas, create the effect only within this lifetime, while we are living here in this world, but not hereafter, after our death. That is called Dittha Dhamma Vedaniya Kamma. The effect that experience within this lifetime. I do not know whether you can remember. One day I have explained why certain karmas create the effect only while we are living here in this world, but not after our death. Can you remember? I told them to create the karmic action, our mental beats work 7 times. 7 times like this. So, when we committed the action, when the mind is dealing with that in the first stage, in the first mental beat, that means without prolonging, without creating more and more thought, to do that, when the idea appeared in the mind, immediately we took action and no chance to create second mental beats. Mental beats means mental waves. When we create the thought, then goes up and goes down, just like waves. Then the same thought again create another beat and the first one disappears. Then the second one again goes up and goes down, create the continuity of the same thought and create another beat. So 7 times it goes and beating and beating and beating in this way and this way. Now whenever we want to do a bad thing, then we create the idea. Then the thought appears. Then going on thinking and thinking and thinking how to do that. Then go through all the mental beats. Then going on working, planning, thinking, discussing how to do that. At the same time, we also create. If it is a bad deed, then we develop our anger or our hatred or our enmity or our jealousy or our greed, our selfishness. All these evil forces also we develop in the mind when we are thinking, planning. So, if we have committed that at the first mental beat, what will happen? the reactions or the effect come to us within this lifetime. Why? That is not strong enough to carry for the next life. Because no support from this side, no support from this side, the mental waves. So if no effect within this lifetime, that particular karma disappears. Because we have many other strong karma to support us. If those karmas are very strong to protect us, then such karmas have no chance to attack or affect within this lifetime. Then disappear. It's very reasonable. The Buddha has said this according to certain other religion. They say, when a person has committed a karma, somehow or the other, that person must pay for that. The Buddha says no. There are many reasons, many causes. Either to avoid or to overcome the effect. This is the reason that he has given. So that karmic action is not strong enough to follow us to the next life. Therefore, if there is any bad effect, it comes to us within this lifetime. That karma is called Ditta Dhamma Vedaniya karma, the effect that we experience within this lifetime. Now it is clear. Next one, the effect comes to us by committing certain karmas only hereafter, only in the next life, not within this lifetime, but in the next life. If there is no effect in the next life, and that karma also again disappears. If there are some more strong karmas to protect us in the next lifetime, and that karma also cannot create the effect. Just now I told you, this mental beat, 7 beats. Now the first beat create the effect within this lifetime. Then went on beating. On the 7th one, last one, we created that particular karma at the last mental beat. And the effect of that particular karma come to us only in the next life. Because that particular karma, karmic thought, also had no support from here, only from this side. No continuity from there. That is the end of the thought. So the effect we experience in the next life. If not, no effect. That is also easy to understand. Then the third one. Aparapariya Vedaniya karma. Aparapariya Vedaniya means the effect can come to us at any time as long as we exist in this cycle of birth and death. At any time. There is no particular time for that. Because good and bad karmas always supporting, obstructing our way of life. So, certain other karmas follow. So, in between, whenever there is any vacuum, then certain other karmas also come and affect. Affect means create the result, either good result or bad result. And what are those karmas? These 7 thoughts, first one we explain within this lifetime, last one we explain in the next lifetime. Now 5 more. These 5 more mental beats are going on working in this way and 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 this way until we put into action. Then they have become very dynamic, very energetic karmic thoughts. Because support from here and support from here, mental waves. That means prolong or follow. Just like our shadow. Wherever we go, the shadow also follows us. So wherever existence takes place, the effect also come to us at any time. No one is free from this kind of karmas. Whether they are good people or bad people, or holy people, or religious people. In the case of the Buddha, he explained that he had to face 12 kinds of certain bad karmas that he has committed long ago. Nobody knows how long. So those hidden karmas followed and followed and followed, waiting. When the chances arise, effect. And the good karma also. He experienced more than 95% good karmic result. So in between, certain bad karma also affected. And certain disciples who are arhantas, who have attained sainthood, had to face untimely death, enormous troubles and problems and difficulties and sicknesses. Then the Buddha explained to the other disciples why they had to face this kind of problems. Not only bad karmic effect, good karmic effect also he has pointed out. There was one of his disciples, his name was Bakkula. He lived 160 years. Because at that time, the maximum lifespan was 120. But he lived 160. He never had any sickness in his life. Then the other monks come and ask this question, why all the others suffer from various sicknesses, but this particular monk never suffer from any sickness. Then the Buddha explained. This person, during so many previous births, life after life, he had been attending, supporting the sick people, providing medicines. Because of that good karmic result supported him to lead a very healthy, long life. Now there was another well-known disciple. His name is Sivali Arahant. Whenever the Buddha and the other disciples want to go somewhere, if they were not sure whether they get food in that particular area, what they do, they invite Venerable Sivali also to join with them. When Sivali goes there, very easily they get food. Everybody come and offer food. Now then, the disciple asked this question, why? Why only Sivali get this kind of privilege? Then he said, during so many previous births, life after life, he had been practicing dana and charity and donations and sacrificing as his principle in his life, main principle in his life. This is the effect. He is experiencing even within this lifetime also, not only during his previous birth. So, when the other monks get into trouble, untimely death, the Buddha explained why they had to face because of their own karma. Why they had these privileges because of their own karma. So, now when we get into trouble, although we are innocent, we have not done any harm to anybody, but sometimes very unfortunate, unexpected troubles, problems, sufferings, difficulties, disasters come to us. So we blame somebody else, but we do not know what we have done, why we had to face this kind of unexpected bad effect. At the same time, some people suddenly get unexpected reward, wealth, property, prosperity. Then they do not know what are the forces behind. They cannot understand it is due to their own karma. So, all our good and bad effect that we are experiencing during our lifetime, you must understand our own karmas are behind. The karma is leading. The karma is handling. The karma is controlling our life. Our own karma. Another person's karma cannot change it. Our own karma. So, aparapari vedaniya karma means the karma that which follow us until we attain Nibbana. Even after becoming the Buddha or Pacceka Buddha or Arahantas, still they are not exempted or they are not free from the bad effect because the physical body is there. So as long as the physical body remains, then the good result as well as bad result they experience. Then after attaining nirvana, that means after their death, final death. Now let us take Angulimala, murderer, who has killed more than 1,000 human beings. Finally, he met the Buddha. He was misled by his teacher. It is not that he wanted to kill anybody. Just to please his teacher, he started to kill others. So when he met the Buddha, he realized that he is doing wrong thing and followed the Buddha and became a monk, one of his disciples. Now he had been leading a very pure and holy life, concentrating, meditating, developing, purifying his mind. But the karmas that he has committed not evaporated or disappeared, but still follow. Because he is here. So what happened? Every time when he goes out, people always throw stone, beat him, injured him, because people knew that he is a murderer before he became a monk. He come back bleeding, crying, and reported to the Buddha. Then the Buddha said, "You must tolerate this. You are very fortunate. You had to suffer only within this lifetime. After your death, no more bad karmas to attack you like this. Therefore, you must have patience and tolerance." The karma affected him, but he attained arahanta. After his death, he attained nirvana, no more karma. All our karmas withdraw. Our good karma as well as bad karma, both withdraw. No use. Karmas are needed. Especially good karmas are needed for our survival, for our pleasure, for our living, for our protection, for our expenses. We need karma. But karmas are not important for the Arahantas and the Buddhas because they are not going to continue their life. They have ended. They don't like to suffer anymore by going again and again this repeated birth and death and birth and death. They wanted to end. To them, karmas are not important because they have eradicated craving for existence. But in our mind, craving for existence is very, very grave. We are willing to destroy even thousands of others for our living. See how strong our craving for existence. And this craving is the main cause of all our sufferings, unpleasant situation. The very day when that craving is completely eradicated, wiped out, no more sufferings. will be free from suffering mentally. But the physical pain, physical sufferings remain as long as the body exists. Now the Buddha had a severe stomach pain. Few months he suffered from that. And he explained to his disciple, it is intolerable pain. It clearly shows the Buddha's physical body is also not free from physical pain. But they do not take this pain seriously like us into their mind. Mind is free from the pain. Mind never take this seriously. That means they never worry about that. But we aggravate, we develop more pain by worrying about our pain. That is why he introduced this as one of the objects for our meditation. Take your pain as an object for your meditation. Without hating your pain. Harmonize, cooperate with your pain. Then you are concentrating on your pain. Later, your mind does not take this pain seriously. Just ignore it. Then reduce the pain. Another advice given by the Buddha is also very important. We must learn how to maintain open-mindedness. Open-mindedness means without holding certain feeling, worries, anger, jealousy, grudge, enmity, ill will, impatience, intolerance. We are holding without opening the mind. But we do not know, by holding all these evil forces, we allow these evil forces to create enormous damages to our physical body. Affect many of our organs, our liver and the lungs and the heart and the blood circulations and the brain cells, and affect all the tender part of the organ. So when we open our mind, let go, without keeping anger, jealousy. If you want to shout, you will shout and finish it. Don't keep in the mind. Don't keep on holding your anger, your jealousy, your grudge, your ill will in your mind. Open. When you open the mind, it's a very big relief. And physical body also, it's a very big relief. So open-mindedness, that means without holding, without keeping them in the mind. Open the mind and let them go. We will be free from physically and mentally from various problems that we are facing. It is due to our ignorance. We keep them in our mind as enmity or discriminations, hostility, So open-mindedness is the most important things in our life. If we want to lead a peaceful, happy, healthy life. So, the next karma is called ahosi karma. Ahosi karma means the karma which evaporate, extinguish, or disappear through the influence of circumstances, environment, situations, intelligence, effort, energy. That is why the Buddha says, don't surrender yourself to your own karma. Thinking, oh, what to do, this is our karma. Use your effort. Your effort, your energy, your knowledge, your wisdom, your understanding. Through these sources, you will be able to overcome the certain minor karmic effect, not the strong one. Because every day, every minute, we are going on creating good and bad karmas, mentally, verbally, physically. By creating bad thought, evil thought, wicked thought, we create bad karma. By cultivating kindness, compassion and unity and sympathy and understanding, all the good qualities, we create good karma. By talking, using vulgar, wicked, harsh words to hurt others, we create bad karma. By talking very nicely and kindly and politely to console others, to get rid of their fear and worries and disturbances, then we create good karma. People never think in this way. Then by doing something for our living or for our pleasure, we do a lot of bad things. At the same time, we also do a lot of good deeds, helping, supporting, assisting others from their sufferings and problems and worries and disturbances. Then we create good karma. So no one can live in this world without creating either good karma or bad karma. Otherwise, must be a dead body. A living body cannot create without creating karma. So, this particular karma is called ahosi karma, means we completely eradicate or wipe out karmic effect by creating more energetic forces or intelligence or wisdom or purity in our life. Then such karmas become powerless to affect. This is another group of karma. Now 4 kinds of karmas. Now another group. Another 4. Janaka karma. Janaka karma means productive karma. Productive karma means generative karma. Generative means one particular karma which take the responsibility to condition the next existence, next life. That is called Janaka karma. The thing is this. Amongst all those good and bad karmas, some are very heavy, very weighty. Some are very light, minor karmas. But all are mixed together. Not in an orderly manner. So at the dying moment, we do not know which karma, which karmic thoughts appear as the last thought. All the karmic thoughts are working, especially when we are unconscious. When the five senses are not working with the mind, we say we are unconscious. Actually, we are not unconscious. Since the senses are not working, we have stored, deposited during our lifetime, or previous birth also still there. So all these karmas are projecting to the normal mind from the subconscious mind. Going on projecting appear in the mind. And before our death, the last karmic thought that appeared in the mind hold on to this. Then stop, no more projection. Then the death take place. And that particular karma become Janaka karma, productive karma, generative karma. That particular karma is responsible for the next life, either to become a human beings, or animals, or devas, or any other forms of living being. This is the uncertainty of our karma in our mind. We do not know which one. Assume we have done 95% good karma, only 5% bad karma. If at the dying moment one of those bad karma appear in the mind, then the rebirth take place in an unfortunate state. This is the nature of karma. So the advice given by the Buddha to avoid this is this. We must train our mind to familiarize, to get into our mind, recall our good karmic thoughts every now and then. When we are free, when we are not engaged with many other activities, when we are alone, go on recalling all the good deeds, all the good karmic thought that you have done. That's why many people keep records. And they feel very happy when they read. Then the mind get used to it. Otherwise, all mixed. Concentrate on karma. That is also one of the objects for meditation. if not habitual karma. What is habitual karma? Certain good deeds that we perform as our habits. This will become habitual karma. Naturally, our mind easily goes to this. Take, for instance, early morning, when you get up, you make it a habit. And do some offering if you have. If not, at night time before you go to bed, go and pay respect, recite something, whatever you like, whatever you can. Now this will become your habit. And this habit remains in the mind. So it is very easy for our mind to recall this kind of habitual karma very easily. Then we can develop some sort of confidence that we can gain some good karmic thoughts into our mind before we die. But we cannot create purposely at that moment, because the thinking power in that mind is not like the normal mind. Reduce. Purposely we cannot think. Whatever we have deposited in the subconscious mind, going on projecting, and the mind catches. Otherwise, you can think, why worry? At the dying moment, before we die, we recall one of our good karma that we have done. It doesn't work in that way. It is like that. When you go to bed, you think, tonight I like to have this kind of dreams. Do you get it? You never get it. You cannot create the dream purposely. So the karmic thoughts also exactly like this. Automatically, naturally projects from the subconscious mind. Whatever appears, we have to accept it. So the rebirth, next life, next existence, take place according to that particular karma, although there are so many other good and bad karma. Maybe a short period. There is a story. Very religious, very devout lady who has performed more than 99% good karma in her life. Only one day she has done a mistake. This has been bothering in her mind. Unfortunately, at the dying moment, that particular karma appears in the mind. It's not a very big mistake. Then rebirth has taken place, the unfortunate state. Then what happened? She was a queen, not ordinary lady. The king wanted to know where she is now, where rebirth has taken place. Came to the Buddha. And the Buddha, he read his mind that he purposely came to ask this question. So what did the Buddha do? He created some sort of psychic power for king to forget this, not to ask this question. The reason is, if the king asks, where is my queen today? The Buddha cannot tell lies. He had to tell she is suffering there. Then the king get angry, he may destroy all Buddhism from that country. My queen has devoted her whole life for religious activities, and you say she is suffering today. Go to hell with your Buddhism. He will destroy his whole religion. By knowing the mentality of the king, the Buddha did like this. Second day also he came. Same thing happened. 7 days he came. Same thing. After that he came to... When he go back to the palace, he remembered. I forgot to ask this. Next day he came. Then the Buddha kept quiet. Allowed him to ask this question. Where is my queen today? Then the Buddha said, she is in heaven. Because she spent only 7 days in that unfortunate state. So it is a minor karma. After 7 days, rebirth has taken place in heaven because she has done a lot of good karma. So the Buddha said, now she is in heaven. Settled the problem. This is the nature of karma. So, we had to pay more attention toward this particular karma to get a suitable good karmic thoughts into our mind. Another advice. We had to withdraw so many evil thoughts from our mind before our death. We have enemies. We have misunderstanding. We have disagreement, lot of problems. We had to withdraw all these things from the mind. If we die while keeping all those evil thoughts in our mind, it's very difficult for us to have a better rebirth. Must withdraw before our death. Many people are doing that. So, Janaka karma means the productive karma which appear at the dying moment and take the responsibility for the next life. That is the duty of that karma. For the rest of the life, that karma is not responsible. Only for the production. Then the next one. Upathambaka karma. Upathambaka means supportive karma. We need a lot of support. We need support for our living, for our good health, for our long life, for us to enjoy our life, for us to lead a peaceful life. We need a lot of support. So amongst those karmas that we perform, some belong to this particular group, supportive karma. So when we are going to get into trouble, when we have some shortage or problems or trouble, some or the other we get some support to get rid of our problems or troubles or suffering. It is due to our supportive karma. Either from our relatives or friends or strangers or from devas, we get some support to escape, to avoid and to maintain. So we need a lot of supportive karma in our life. So when we are in trouble, if there is no solution for us to get rid of our problems, that means we haven't got enough supportive karma. Next one, Upapidaka karma. Upapidaka means interrupt, disturb. When our life runs smoothly, some sort of unexpected disturbances come and interrupt our enjoyment, our health, or our education, or our married life, or our business. We are doing very well. But suddenly, either disturbances from outsiders or due to our own mistake, some sort of disturbances, interruptions, difficulties we had to face. So it is due to one of these Upapidaka karma which interrupts, disturb our way of life. Next one, Upaghataka karma, destructive karma. Destroy everything. We are doing very well. We are doing our business very well. We are leading our family life very peacefully. Then what happened? Either fire, flood, or thieves. If not, earthquake, unexpected, natural occurrences, natural disasters take place while we are enjoying our life. Now we can see those countries, how many millions of people have become refugees, run here and there, due to flood, fire, earthquake, volcanic eruption, or drought. All these are natural disasters. If not, robbery, destructive karma. That means we have done certain bad destructive karma to destroy others, either property or pleasure or their life. So, time has come for us to face the consequences. But there is no time limit for that. At any time. Destructive karma can take place at any time. So when such things happen, we must have courage and knowledge and understanding to make up our mind to understand why such things happen to us. Now these are the 4 kinds of karmas which belong to another group. Now another group, another 4. Garuka karma, weighty, heavy karma. Amongst all those good and bad karmas, some are very heavy, very weighty, very valuable. Some are very light, very minor. Examples. And you donate or contribute to erect this Buddha image. Then you can see thousands of people always come and pay respect and meditate and learn something and worship and do some offerings. then you gain happiness, 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 happiness. Every time when you see, you gain happiness. Such karmas become heavy karma because every day you are going on increasing degrees. Every time when happiness appears in your mind, you increase the degrees of your karma. Another one. Assume you have offered this robe. So when you see that I'm using this robe offered by you, then the happiness that you gain, he is using this robe, he is leading a religious life, he is doing some service to others. Then the happiness and confidence that you gain, you increase. If not, you donate something for printing the teachings of the Buddha. So when you come to know that people gain better knowledge and understanding by reading these publications, the happiness that you gain is remarkable. That is the happiness that I am experiencing. For the last 30 years, almost every day, enormous letters that come from various parts of the world. Wherever we go, how people come and appreciate, thanks for helping them to gain this knowledge and understanding, the Dhamma, the happiness that we gain at that time, we cannot gain through any other sources. All these karmas which create more and more happiness become heavy and weighty karmas because we are increasing. Then, at the dying moment, chances are there for such heavy karmas to come forward. If not, when there are such heavy karmas that we have accumulated or performed, certain other bad karmas which are not so heavy, we can overcome them. That means before they come and affect, we get the chance to experience the good results of the heavy good karma that we have done. Because that is more weighty, more heavy, more valuable. So the bad karmas remain behind. This is the advantage of heavy karmas, weighty karmas. Amongst all the other karmas, what is the most heavy and weighty and valuable karma that the Buddha has prescribed? Can you tell me? Have you heard that? Amongst all those good karmas, what is the most heavy, valuable, weighty karmas that the Buddha has prescribed? Cannot tell. Achara sanghata mattam piche bhikkhave bhikkhu mettang chittang bhave. This is the Buddha saying. If you can practice your metta, your loving kindness, your compassion by reducing anger, jealousy, grudge and ill will and enmity and all the evil forces from the mind, the karma that you perform by radiating metta is higher than all the other good karma that we have. This is the Buddha saying. And now you can understand how valuable it is. If you can maintain at least few minutes that healthy mind by suppressing all the evil forces from the mind, only pure compassion, kindness, metta, sympathy for the well-being of others, for the happiness of others, that is the highest karma. Why it is called highest? All the other worldly karmas that we experience as good results mean to an end. That means after experiencing the good result, there is nothing to remain. Finished. Now you offer so many things. You gain a lot of merit. You create a lot of good karma. Then you gain good result. But after experiencing the good result, there is nothing left out. Finished. This is the nature of worldly karmas. Again you have to accumulate some more karmas to continue your journey. But the metta, or kindness, or compassion, or honesty, or sympathy, or what you call generosity, that we cultivate in our mind, never disappear easily. Because the next existence take place through the influence of all these good thoughts. Again, that mental influence or attitude is still working there, still functioning. Then we continue. Life after life we can go on cultivating more and more. Then it will become shortcut to Nirvana. But by accumulating worldly good karmas, you can remain here in this world, enjoy worldly life in spite of sufferings and worrying and fightings and quarrelings and all these problems. See the difference. That is why the Buddha, that is the highest. If you can maintain this metta, this loving kindness, this sympathy, at least for a short period, the purity that you maintain in your mind is remarkable. Otherwise, mind is occupied by all the evil forces. So when we cultivate this, we had to remove those things from the mind. Then the mind becomes very pure, very energetic. Next one, asanna kamma, nearer. Asanna means nearer to our death. Example is given like this. Assume this is a cow shed. There are few hundred cows. Big one, old one, young one, small one. So lock the door in the evening. Next day morning, the in charge of this cow shed opened the gate. When he opened the gate, one who was nearer to the gate, whether big one or small one, old one or young one, makes no difference. One who was nearer to this gate get the chance to go out first. This is the nature of asana. That is what I told you. Due to certain circumstances, if we had the chance to recall or as a mental habit, if not by chance, whatever karma exists nearer to our death, that will become the last thought. Then rebirth take place according to that particular karma, nearer. Either good one or bad one or big one or small one, makes no difference. All mix up. So, we had to train our mind earlier, because we have seen thousands of people before their death, how they suffer by thinking, worrying for unnecessary rubbish. Because that is the time that we had to release all these things from our mind. Mind must be free from all the bondages, responsibilities and disturbances. Must have free mind. Otherwise, confusion, fear, worries, suspicion disturb the mind. So the knowledge of the Dhamma, by learning this Dharma, we have to use, especially prepare at the last moment. Because that is the most important, very critical moment in our life. Because the next existence depends on that particular mental, that karmic thought that appeared in that mind. So if the mind is confused, all lot of worries and responsibilities are there, very difficult to get the clear, good karmic thoughts in the mind. The other one is Achinnakam. Amongst all these karmas that we perform, we like to do certain things. Certain things we do reluctantly. But we like certain things. Therefore, if you know our mind like this particular karma, then you have to develop it. It will become your habit very easily. Because mind can grasp that very easily. Even at the last moment, dying moment, if you have trained the mind according to the likes, then very easily mind can grasp it. So there are so many good karmas that you are performing. There are few or one or two that you like very much. Then you have to choose, pay more attention towards that particular karma. Either your purity or kindness or compassion or generosity or offerings or chantings or meditations, whatever you like. Your mind can appreciate and understand, and you have to entertain that. Then chances are there for you to get that at the last moment. Katattavapana karma. This is the weakest karma. Weakest means, in dreams also we create good and bad karmas. Because at At that time also in our mind there is anger, there is jealousy, there is greed, there is selfishness in the mind while we are sleeping also. So when the vision appears as dreams, we act according to our mentality. So these dreams also create good karma and bad karma. But they are very weak. Why they are weak? We have not performed them intentionally, but unintentionally. So whatever karma we perform that way, the effect is uncertain, not sure, very weak. If not, certain other forceful, powerful, weight karmas can topple them, because they are very weak. Another example. To fulfill karmic effect, we had to complete certain factors. Take for example, to kill. There must be 5 factors. To experience the full bad effect, you had to complete all the 5 factors. What are those 5? First thing, there must be another living being in this world. If you are alone here in this world, you cannot do that. Second one is Pana Sanyi. You must know that this person is living, got life. Because certain living beings we can see, but we don't know whether got life or not. But we must know there is life. That is the second factor. Third one, we had to create the idea in our mind to kill. When we create the idea, then there is some evil force behind. Either greed, selfishness, anger, hatred, jealousy, enmity, one of those evil forces are behind. To create that idea that I want to kill. Without creating this idea in your mind, action alone cannot create that bad karma. Intention is very important. So, Pano Bhavi, Pana Sanyi, Vadagachi. Upakkama. You have created the idea with bad intention. You want to kill. But you did not kill it. So you have not completed. So, unless you kill, you cannot complete that. Idea alone cannot create that. Then there must be effort. Some sort of method. Either shooting or stabbing or beating or poisoning. You had to adapt some sort of method. Assume by creating the idea that you want to kill and you wanted to shoot and you shot. That person did not die. You have completed all these 5, but not the last one. Life must be separated from the body. That is the last one. You used your effort to kill. That the animal or the human being did not die. So you have not completed all the 5 factors. So if you have completed all these 5 factors, then it will become karma patha, a special name for that. When we complete all the factors to commit the karma, it will call karma patha. Patha means path. We got into that path to suffer. That means definitely cannot cancel. That karma no one can cancel. No one can topple. Because we have completed all the 5 factors. And if you stop halfway, there is a life, we knew it is living being, we created the idea to kill and stop, not completed. These kind of karmas belong to this, not strong, not completed, just polluted the mind. See, very reasonable, justifiable way the Buddha has explained his teaching, not as a law, just to reason out, very justifiable way. These are the 12 kinds of karmas that I explained. Can you remember? So, all our karmas, what we perform, either good karma or bad karmas, belong to one of these 12, according to our mentality. At that time, when we perform or when we commit that. Okay? Very heavy dosage, I think, today. What about these young people? I think they can understand. They are university students. They can understand. Huh? Okay. Sharing comment. Imina punya kammena upajjaya guruttara Acari upakaraca mata pita priyamamam Suryo Candi Maharaja Gunavanta Narapica Brahma Maharaja Indaca Lokapalaca Devata Yamo Mitta Manusaca Majjata Verika Pica Sabbe Satta Sukhi Hontu Punyani Pakatani Me Sukhanca Dividang Dentu Kibbam Papeta Homatang Imina Punya Kammena Imina Uddhi Kippahang Sulabe Ceva Tanno Padana Cedanam Ye Santane Hina Dhamma Yava Nibbana Tomamam Nassantu Sabbadaeva Yatta Jato Bhave Bhave Uju Citto Sattipanyo Salleko Viriyava Maralapantu Nokasam Katunca Viriyesu Me Buddhadi Pavaro Nato Dhammo Nato Nato Pacceka Sambuddho Sangho Nato Taro Mamang Tuesottamanubhavena Maroka Sang
लभन्तु मा